Now, I'm starting this recording on the gift section because I only just realized something. So, you know that thing when it said that Marco learned telekinesis, and I didn't realize what that meant, and I thought it just meant that, that he just mastered everything in that branch? Well, yes, he did, but I didn't realize something. I just checked over here, and I noticed something that these things here, at first I thought they just describe what categories of powers each character has. No, it turns out that every character, for every one of these 3 branches that you master, as in learn every available skill in, you actually get a new ability. So, for learning every skill in telekinesis, Marco now, well, hath telekinesis, which increases damage from psychic-based attacks for all allies, so it's like a passive effect that affects everyone. But not always, some of them are actually moves, like mitigation, which basically, just decreases damage, and possession, which kind of works like a provoke, essentially. Enemies target you for 3 turns. Every character has these, and I just realized that some characters are actually kind of close. So, for example, Yoko's, if I just get guidance and psychotherapy, she'll learn Brain Hacker, which lets her buff every ally in everything. I heard that Yoko had the ability to do this, but yeah, this is how. So that's pretty crazy. Also, some of them are a bit underimpressive. For example, Himeno's is just, well, reduces GP and sand cost of pyrokinesis, reduces deep freeze, and reduces that of combustion. So, pretty standard there. But Mana has a very interesting one, Hyperdrive. Raises all stats, halves damage taken, GP cost to 0, and can act again. But there's a catch. Next turn, you go berserk. Then again, though, that actually might not be bad if you just charge her into the middle of a horde of enemies, keep everyone else well away, and then use that. Seems like it could be pretty useful. But something I just realized, Zero Gravity on Nagi increases all allies' movement. That is an incredibly good ability, and I'm very close to that. All I need to do is learn Satellite, and I have that. And I might actually want to do that as soon as I can, because there's a possibility Nagi may get erased at the end of this floor, and I'd like someone else to inherit this move. So, yeah, there's that. Anyway, I just also did a couple of, do we have any talks? No, we don't. I did a couple of just a little bit of changes of equipment as well. But let's head on out to the gate this time. Next one is alarms. Interesting. So, alarms will blare if we cross the threshold, and enemies will swarm. So, I guess this game's introducing us to jerk reinforcements now. If I check the enemies here, there are a couple of Ilex Ds that are close to us, but the rest of the enemies are all these level 17 radars. I'm wondering how this is gonna work exactly. See, I have no idea how well these radars work, because again, this is a blind run. There also appear to be a lot of doors here, and that means that a certain someone will be very, very helpful here. A certain someone who I think is lagging behind in the... Let me just check the vote forecast. Oh, okay, Zenji's still behind. Because Zenji's still the lowest in the battle rankings. As the characters get fewer, you notice that, yeah, the distinction between battle rankings gets a lot smaller. Still, Zenji's is quite low. Maybe I should give him someone else's Fate material, I don't know, just to give him a bit of support attacks? I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, who to use here? Now, again, I know that one of Nagi or Marco... Let me just check the vision history again. So, yeah, breakthrough, no voices. Everyone there is safe, which means that it has to be one of these two. And I'm not looking forward to that. But for now, wait, are there any... Let me just check the rewards of this one. No gift experience, okay. So, I think you'll go somewhere where I can sneak through a wall immediately. Again, Zenji, well, I kind of just cleaned him, so it makes sense to use him in a way. If Zenji links with Agito, can he phase through walls? I don't think that he can, but it doesn't hurt to try. Also, now as for who else to go for here, yeah, Nagi or Marco might be traitors, so getting them more battle experience might be problematic, so, okay. Again, it's hard to know who to use here, because I really don't know what kind of enemies I'll be fighting, so... Guess I'm just gonna go with whoever I want, really. Don't think I've used Toya all that much lately. I've used Mana quite a bit, but I've also used Himeno quite a bit. And you get gift experience at every odd-numbered level, not even, so bringing you for the experience doesn't really matter. I might bring these two to a mission that gives more gift experience, just to get them a few skills before maybe they might possibly get erased. I don't know. I do kind of like the idea of mobility, but I don't want to risk using Nagi too much. For now, I'll just go with this team setup. Let's begin the quest. It's kind of weird how most of the missions on this floor are not optional, despite the fact that some of them are designated as optional. And I really hope that I get character quests soon. Also, the benefits of bringing a fully clean team is that I can safely raise bonds with people without needing to worry about losing all my progress due to them being traitors, so that is helpful. So, again, I don't know how these alarms work. Apparently they can counter, so my guess is they have some kind of weapon. They do have quite a lot of HP as well. Oh right, I have group shift. Aha. So if I use group shift... he can't actually phase through anything. Teleport you and nearby allies to target. How does this work exactly? I'm really not sure how this works. Target single? Does it have to target an enemy or something? Oh, it targets an enemy, okay. Right, I might play around with that a bit later. I'm still not entirely sure whether attacking this thing right off is a good idea or not, but I guess it doesn't hurt to try. Yeah, let's just attack. Does quite a lot of damage, but not quite enough, and they just have regular shots. Now, the question is that going to sound an alarm? Oh, and I wanted to mimic, wanted to link with you, which I don't think I can because you're over a wall. Yeah, probably should have thought that through a bit more, though I don't think I've actually linked with Toya before. Might want to go ahead and do that, actually.
More. Even more.
Let's go.
So now they're linked, I can go ahead and buff the two of them at once. She can't quite get into assist range, but at least she goes into buff range there. And yes, Zenji gets the buff too, thanks to that link, which is always really useful, actually.
Let's begin.
Problem here, though, is that, yeah, don't get any assists.
Let's go.
And only a little bit of damage on the counterattack there. Okay, everybody seems to be going that way. Oh, and there's a door this way, so maybe I actually shouldn't go there. Thing though, can Shaw's Rubble Strike? It can't go through the wall. Yes, I do know now that you can actually aim this. I didn't know that before. I thought it was just centered around an area on him, so, yeah, that's what happens when you're playing blind. You don't exactly know Is there any difference when it says target area, but it does say range 4? And I don't think I can defer through a wall either, so he's on his own there. And I cannot defer to Zenji, that's a problem.
Here I go.
Okay, and now... Mana can't get into range, so she will have to defer to Zenji just because I want him to get more battle performance. And boom!
I make this shit look easy.
Yep, hopefully he'll make more of this look easy because he's running kind of low on the rankings so far. Yeah, I had a feeling it would do that. Okay, I think I see how this works. Every single one of those alarms calls an Ilex every turn. So, the enemies in this mission are relatively weak, but they are numerous. And also high movement. And you are also shooting your own alarm. In fact, I think you accomplished nothing other than shooting your own alarm. So, from the looks of things, there are now... How many Ilexes are there? Yeah, so I think every radar summons an Ilex every turn. Which, yeah, that could get problematic. So let's silence the radars quickly. They also daze really quickly, but that doesn't really matter, seeing as they tend to be kind of dead before you can even daze them. Let's see. The problem here is that there are lots of doors. And so, without Agito, then, this gets a little bit tricky because you have to go all the way around here before we can even get to them. Okay, I see the basic idea of this map now. So the idea is that by the time you actually get into a position to hit the radars, they will have already summoned an enormous horde of enemies. But Agito can kind of bypass that in a way. Just, I hope that he can survive, basically. Now, using some kind of big chain of defers might help here. Because these doors are annoying.
For everyone's sake.
Then let's begin.
Now, I'll go for Toya this time. I wish somebody had at least one, like, attack over door move, but doesn't look like it. Okay, in this case, is it better for her to defer or to buff? I'm just going to go and defer. And, of course, we can't do that, but at least this means we have 2 people here moving further forward, and that would be the enemy's turn. And they just keep calling more of these guys. I see the gimmick of this battle. Yeah. This looks like it could get kind of annoying. I sort of wish that Agito had area attacks, because it looks like everything's going for him. That might actually be a blessing in disguise, because if everything goes for him and he just zips back through the wall, then suddenly...
Too slow.
And I gave him an Agility Boost Plus app as well, so that's gonna... Wait a second. Is there a switch... Is there a switch inside here? Oh, right then. He'll have to endure quite a few back attacks from those guys if he does that. And there's no way to avoid it, because if I turn around, then, and I should have... Yep, that opens everything! I wish that I had learned that a turn earlier. Still step, nope. Nope, nothing else is, nothing else is in range, but at least I can, avoid back attacks. Yeah, wish I'd learned that a turn earlier, otherwise I would have just taken down these barriers, immediately, and let's see what position everyone's in. Okay, I think we are in enough of a position to actually swarm through, so... Charge! Don't go too crazy, though. Plus, we need that chest.
Let's go.
I almost thought that for a second there he said get wrecked. In fact, he might have actually said that. Okay, you need to die now. Impact is currently level 3. Let's go for Barrage. And gone! That's one less radar.
Well then.
Every time I use Barrage, I keep thinking that it's one of those very, very obscure Pokemon moves that, is Execute still the only thing that learns it? Nice! Wow, I didn't think you'd be able to assist from that far.
Let's go.
But that was pretty nice. I think Execute might be the only thing that does get that, actually. It's also, I think, one of the only moves, one of the very, very few moves in the... See, here I am talking about Pokemon in a video about something that's totally not Pokemon. One of the only Pokemon moves ever that has not been shown in the anime yet, which is very weird, despite the fact that it was introduced in Gen 1. It's a very, very strange move, though. It's... Is your buff worn off? No, your buff's still on. So I guess I can buff Show, maybe. I can go a bit further to do some assists as well. I think Yoko's almost to the point where she starts getting really, really good. I've noticed that her Psi is incredibly high for this point in the game. Around 350, which is better than Himeno's. It almost feels kind of sad at the fact that basically the game almost encourages you to get Himeno erased as soon as possible because Yoko makes far better use of her Fate Material than she does. And that's an assist. Okay, this could actually kind of get bad because if all of these ones combine their powers, yeah, the more this happens, the more, at least I got a Vitality buff. But yeah, more and more of these ones will shoot. But if I herd them all into one area and take them out in one fell swoop, and saying that immediately makes me think of Brian.
Saw that coming.
Yep, totally saw that coming. Hi there, back attack. Didn't exactly see that coming, but it's not really going to be that much of a big deal. You are bunching yourselves up, aren't you? I've heard that, yeah, that people say the enemy AI in this game is not that great. They do love to bunch themselves up, and, yeah. They're kind of bumping against each other and stuff. Now, I was about to say who has an area attack, and then I realized, oh wait, Show has an area attack. But so does Toya, and Toya has sort of lower movement, so although his buff just wore off. But if I go here and use my Thunderstorm, and yeah, I have to move Show first. That's fine. Any chance that he can get to one of the other? Because how many radars are left? One radar, and I think there's only one radar left, actually. Okay, some of them are already damaged. Let's hit the one that's not really damaged. And it's gone because of that assist. Nice one.
And away we go.
Well,
now I can move. Okay, please tell me that Show's still out of range. Good. So it says target burst. I want to see if that's different from the one that Show has, because this one is more like it hits an enemy and then other enemies around it. Triple, nice one.
And away we go.
And with that, I want to get that last radar, but it looks like it's a bit too far away. If I go here, will I get an assist? Yes, I will. And assist shot, which is not enough.
Too slow.
I'll tear him apart.
Yep, that agility plus is certainly helping. Okay, so you are already very, very low. But if I target you,
Over here.
get an assist,
Saw that a mile
or
off.
not,
Let's go.
apparently.
Here
I
I
guess
go.
because Agito's melee. And I can do the torpedo fist without hitting either of them. And that other one just barely survived, didn't it? Well, I think I'll, yeah, assist off of this one. Good. This is kind of an interesting mission.
Too much.
I bet there are even more efficient ways to do this. And you're calling more. I'm now imagining a nightmare mission where there are a bunch of these, but they summon dorms.
Too slow.
That would be, yeah, that would be painful, but also kind of darkly hilarious at the same time. Yeah, those assists, though. Do you have to be aware of that? This is probably one of the first missions in a while where I've actually seen enemies make use of assists this much.
Let's go.
Okay, I just realized that I need to get to that radar quickly, and, deferring may be my best bet, actually. I've actually shown stealth step off on camera, so let me just show this. It's a guaranteed back attack, which can be quite useful. Doesn't actually teleport you behind the enemy. Well, I mean, as in, it only teleports you behind the enemy for your attack. So afterwards, basically, you go back to where you were originally standing. So
This is my chance.
it's not a mode of transportation. It's just an attack, basically. But it is a guaranteed back attack, which can be very, very useful in certain cases. Randomized damage or fixed damage. This is level 3, though. Last time I used this, I was very disappointed, so, might as well try this. 400 now. Again, this might be more useful against things like dorms, which have enormous defense, or things that are buffed themselves. Then again, I could just probably be more efficient to use Yoko to erase the buffs in the first place. Speaking of buffs, oh, that thing is already very, very heavily. I'm almost wondering if I can actually... Oh, no, I can't take out everything this turn. Wait, let's... I still don't think I can take out everything this turn. There don't seem to be enough of us to do that. So I go for Toya first. And finish this thing off. Well, hopefully finish this thing off. Well, good, no miss.
Bastards.
That frees Yoko up.
For everyone's sake.
And she can either attack this one or... Yeah, because the only way I'm taking out that radar this turn is to do a defer to show, which I actually think might make sense because that way, no more reinforcements. Let's see if I can get into a position where I can hit both of them. And I had a feeling that would miss. Thankfully, that double crit back attack would have been, Oh, okay. It ends when you take out all the radars. So I could have finished that in one turn. I should have paid more attention to the mission objectives there. But that was B. Yeah, I bet you can do that a lot faster. That's the lowest rank I've got in a while, actually. But yeah, probably you can do that a lot faster, but that was an interesting mission, and I really should have paid attention to the objectives and noticed that it ends when you take out all the radars, and also I should have paid attention to notice that I could have had Agito go over and hit that switch. You basically need him for this mission, so, wow, you're kind of out of luck if he turned out to be the traitor on the second floor and got a race, because, yeah, he lets you bypass a lot of this mission. Without him, I can foresee this getting very difficult very quickly. Oh, Zanji did not get that many, yeah, that's a problem. Toya got that triple kill, so that certainly helped him. And I'm more concerned about the next level that everyone gains. And, well, this is going to have one voice, but we know that person's not actually a traitor.
I've always been a rather exceptional
I
being.
don't want to.
It's so annoying trying to talk to you.
Yeah, there may be, but there isn't. I have confirmed that through deep vision. Again, there's really no point in me not using deep vision on one of the other two now. I guess maybe I should do that, actually. Find out once and for all. At this point, I know it is one of these two. But I don't want to risk it. Yeah. Well, at least she apologizes. And at least they're not suspecting a specific person of being the traitor. Oh, they are. No. No, he isn't. Trust me on that one. Okay, Zenji's forecast went up quite a bit. Yeah, he's trying to shift suspicion onto the guy just below him because he knows that he's in danger. We have new talk conversations though. None of them are actual bond root boosts though. Who to go for is the issue. I want to go for her because she seems to be getting up kind of, and I know she'll be sticking around for at least one more floor. And nope, not enough for anything. I would really like another character quest. That would be pretty cool.
You're right.
Yeah, or he has other influences.
Huh?
Well, he's got main character charisma. It's sort of a thing in games. The main character always has the ability to attract a sort of group of people to themselves. Neither of those gave enough for a,
Seriously? No. Huh? No.
Just talking about how you've, apparently saying that we shouldn't think. Almost reminds me of how I really, really don't like, the way they did, This is kind of a bit of a tangent thing, but, in Advance Wars, Days of Ruin, the American version, they put, well, I think he's called Gage in that version. He's called Track in my version of the game, so that's why, the blue-haired sniper, basically.
You're right.
Well, we have an easy way to find answers regarding you. Anyway, I was just saying that I hate how the American version has his quote as, "They don't pay me to think." Rather than in the European version, I think it's more like, it's not part of my job description to consider things like that. He's more saying that it's like, you know, he's a soldier, he follows orders, just like Nagi, actually, and that it's not in his job description to do things that are outside of his orders. But the American version, it makes him sound like an idiot. I don't know, that's just my opinion.
What?
But as for those two... Now, last time I tried to leave you in... Well, tried is the optimal word, because then I accidentally showed a clip where I used Nagi in a battle, which kind of ruined it, but I tried to leave you in suspense as to who the traitor was. This time... I guess this time, since I narrowed it down early, it makes sense for me to just go ahead and use a VP here. That way, in all my other missions, I'll be able to actually divert the votes towards the people the person I know is the traitor, rather than having to just cut all that out and kind of dance around the issue. So, here's the question. Do I want to use the deep vision point on Marco or on Nagi? Either way, I get my answer, because if one of them turns out to be safe and the other one is the traitor. But who do I want to use it on? I really don't want to use it on... I mean, I really don't want either of them to be the traitor, because but I almost feel like Marco... I want to know about Marco just a little bit more. It's just that... I feel like, in a way, I do kind of like both these characters equally, but it's hard to explain. I just kind of feel like Marco's the one I want to use the deep vision on. He's the one I want to confirm definitely if he is or isn't. So... But then again, Nagi was almost the traitor of the last floor. You know what, I'll go with my gut and I'll go with Marco. So, here we go. This time I'm not cutting this one out. 3 VP left. Gotta make sure that I save that for the other floors.
I see it.
And it's vision time once again. Oh, I really, really don't want you to be the traitor. Please, please don't be the... But then if you are, then Nagi is, and I don't want her to be either. This is... Ugh. But I am not erasing an innocent person intentionally. That is just not how I play this.
Hey, wait!
As much as people would say it would be most optimal to erase him or not, I am giving her another chance.
Isn't that a little bleak?
Yeah, this definitely is awful and bleak.
We can't trust anyone. We have to fight to survive. What are we supposed to do? But we don't know who the traitor is. I don't want to. Do we really have to? Expect us to kill them? Necessary sacrifice. So, what now?
Necessary sacrifices sounds a little suspicious.
They're gone again.
Okay, gotta make sure I'm going the right way.
You mean we can't trust anyone? Necessary sacrifices, but we don't know who the traitor is.
I don't want to jinx it, but I am saying it's making it kind of easy for me.
We really have to? What are we supposed to do? Isn't that a little bleak? This is awful. All right, I don't want to. How do we get ourselves involved in this?
One more. Oh, and I really would hate for this guy to be the traitor just with his personality. Oh, I really... Again, but again, if he isn't, then...
I want to. When I was alone. How do you... What are we supposed to do? All right. You expect us to kill them? Isn't that a little bleak? This is awful. So, we have to fight to survive.
Oh, I almost feel like he actually is going to be. Oh no, he is, isn't he?
What do you mean? Marco, you're the... So you're the traitor.
No! Why? Ah! No! Oh, I want... No, I don't want this... Ah! This game, why? I mean, this is part of why I did this blind, but... Oh, why? Oh! And I think he has the second highest bombs out of anyone here apart from... Why? Why must you betray me? Why? And it even sounds like he doesn't want to do it either. Ah! This game, man. This game. On the bright side, it does mean that Nagi is safe, which means that I get to enjoy her game-breaking levitation for a little while longer. On the minus side, no! Oh... Again, it's partly because of his personality. I just can't really... It just hurts to see him ending up as the traitor after all he's gone through. But that and the fact that... I mean, it's no surprise that I love defensive characters in games, especially strategy games. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the Armor Knight class in Fire Emblem series, and just Marco's defensive abilities have just been so useful, and now he's starting to learn really good defense. And he was the first character who maxed out a discipline as well, and no, why? Okay, that's it. That's it. The end is going down. Anyway. You know, if I'm reacting like this for Marco... Oh my... If Mana turns out to be the traitor later on, I am going to completely lose it. Completely. Anyway, though. Show is kind of close to getting Premonition, which is kind of hilarious because this almost literally is Overwatch from Codename Steam. Basically, yeah, this is Overwatch from Codename Steam. When attacked, you have a chance to attack first and end the enemy's turn. So, again, Overwatch, basically. And for that, the only thing he has left is Combat Alert, but I need 2 more VP to do that, and what was I going for here? Lethal Pass, I think I was going for. But now that I know about these abilities, I might actually want to go for Combat Alert. No one else has any points. Well... Didn't want this to happen, but it's come to this. Next time, well, I guess we'll see what we do next time. So, see you then.